Stop scrolling. We are going to compare today the first two Selmer wooden clarinets in the range. We're going to find out how they sound and who they might be suitable for, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome to this video where we are joined by Hannah Schilvock, who, yes, got the leopard print memo, but also is a pro clarinetist and a Selmer Artist. And she's going to play through the Prologue and the Presence, or Présence, if you're feeling French and fancy. And she's not the only special guest we have today, because we've also been joined by Stephane Gentil, who is the Selmer Product Manager for clarinets, and he's with Abby in our workshop, and they'll be talking us through the tech spec and also showing us what comes with each of these instruments. But without further ado, Hannah, would you like to give us a play of the Prologue?
All right, thank you, Hannah. So this is the Prologue, a name we've heard before in Selmer's kind of range of instruments, but this is not the Prologue as we've previously known it. This is a new generation Prologue. So yeah, why don't you tell me about the few things that have been revolutionized?
Yeah, well, first I'd like to talk about the sound quality of the instrument, of a wooden step-up instrument. We are really focusing on the sound in Selmer, and a lot of feedbacks from professors, band directors are saying to us that this step-up instrument has better sound quality and intonation quality than most step-up clarinets on the market. So that's already something very important. We love the sound. Everybody likes to have a good sound. So that's the first thing we have to notice. And homogeneity also is very good on this clarinet.
Absolutely.
So the new features for this Prologue new generation, first is the weight.
Yes.
It's not only targeted for the beginners in a way like young beginners, because you can be an adult beginner, and this is totally suitable. But we wanted to have a lesser weight on the instrument. So we worked on the tolerances of the barrel, upper joint, lower joint, and bell to have a slightly less wood on the clarinet. And so we have 30 grams less on this clarinet, which is always something everybody appreciates. And you keep sound quality.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I can kind of see like a very kind of narrow look, especially to the barrels, and you see them a lot fatter sometimes, but it looks very kind of slimmed down in a way. And having that kind of lighter weight plus the really even kind of intonation and homogeny is going to be really motivational for someone at that level of upgrade where they're kind of ready to really tackle some more difficult repertoire. This is going to really help someone with the kind of upgrading steps, which is just such a lovely place to have a model available. Other things that I've noticed that make this instrument really appealing and flexible to every possible player, the thumb rest is something I really wanted to talk about.
Correct. Working with professors and specialists in ergonomy, we thought, for age, and at the beginning, for the clarinet, you had just one position for the thumb rest.
That's it.
And then it became adjustable north-east. And working with professor, we thought, but why is the thumb rest not adjustable east-west as well? So we sat down, we worked on a solution, we went through different trials, and this thumb rest enables a lot of positions. So for example, if you are a confirmed player, you've been playing for 10 or 12 years, you might not need it, except if you have some problems with your muscle. That always helps, because the weight of the instrument, instead of being on the tip of the thumb will go more closer to the joint, which will be easier for you to hold the instrument. But not only that, also you will feel, you will find, if you are beginning the clarinet, even if you're second or third year, professors have reported that all students, no matter what age they are, they feel a much more comfortable position thanks to this thumb rest.
Great.
Also, the thumb rest will give an angle to the right hand, which will put the hand in a better position to reach the lower notes of the instrument, because it's more likely that your hand is not going to go this way, but more in a better angle to reach out these other notes. So it's a good plus for the ergonomy and the playing. As we are in this area, we can mention that for the DG hole, which is probably the biggest diameter from the woodwind family that a musician has to cover with one finger, the clarinet comes with this little pamphlet, and you find inside a special ring. So if some of you are flute players, you are used to know what these rings are for. But for clarinet, it's the first time in the world that it is done. The thumb rest is unique in the world, and this ring is unique. So, for example, if you have or a student, or if yourself have a small hand and you can't cover completely this hole, then you insert the ring, and then you can fully close your instrument. No more squeaks on the clarinet. Thank you, Selmer. And when you grow, you can take the ring off very easily, just with a pen like this, for example.
Perfect.
And then you can appreciate the full acoustic potential of the instrument. What we can say is, when you have the ring on, the homogeneity in this register is not as good as without the ring, obviously.
Sure, there's a compromise.
But between not being able to play those notes and playing them with slightly top homogeneity, we thought it would be better to be able to play the notes. And one very last interesting thing on the ergonomy as well. Usually you could find on upper models this kind of ergonomic register key.
It's quite unique.
It is on the Prologue as a standard, and that helps a lot of musicians also to have a more natural angle for the thumb and to reach the register key.
That's so nice, all of these touches making it just kind of really sink into your hands, but also with a little bit of flexibility, because obviously you recognise not everyone's needs are the same. But the idea of having the kind of up and down and left and right adjustment to a thumb rest just makes so much sense. And you've also got the sling ring on here as well for people who want to use some kind of extra support. And it's really, really strong. And I can see that being quite a popular feature of this instrument, because we do get quite a lot of people who chase a solution to a painful thumb on the thumb rest, either with cushions or aftermarket things that have to be drilled into the body. And if people don't feel comfortable with that kind of thing, something like this that's built in seems like a really appealing feature, especially for kind of a young clarinetist, or like you say, a more mature clarinetist who's finding that they're having difficulty there. It's a really nice thing.
Also, I'd like to mention that this special thumb rest is available as a spare part.
Perfect.
And you can adjust it on other models, because we have professionals who are asking to have this thumb rest installed on their clarinets.
I can see us using this as an extra thing to offer people who are having issues with that kind of pain or ergonomic issues, especially with that tone hole as well. It's so well mapped out. I've also noticed this clarinet has all Valentino pads, which is quite nice to have at this level of clarinet as well, because they're super durable. Was there any like tonal properties that are relevant to the Valentino pads? Any kind of sound qualities that they were chosen for, or is it all about weight and durability?
Its sound quality is very good, and we thought about the durability, and to maximize the pleasure and not having to have to bring your instrument to the tech very often.
Yeah, they're really stable.
They are very stable.
Yeah. So one final thing, which is like a super fun thing that Selmer has chosen for this clarinet. I've never seen this before, which is just it's for fun, right?
Correct. It's fun, and also for maybe younger players, because some can tend to bang the clarinets on stands or stuff. So we have a rubber band here, and you can choose the color. And so when you see that first, it makes you smile. It's good to bring colors. What we want to do is to motivate musicians to play and to feel good with their instrument. So the feedback now we have from a lot of professors is, when the students have some concert or audition, they will match their outfit with the color of the ring. So
nice.
that's kind of nice. And yeah, we want to make the clarinet more fun, more appealing, as much as we can. And one little last detail about the keywork, very comfortable. The model we have here doesn't have the E-flat lever, but the Prologue is available also with the E-flat lever. So you have two options in terms of keywork, which is always very nice, because this kind of quality instrument, you're not going to just be playing it for a couple of years. You can play it for 5, 6, 7 years. It's a great step up clarinet.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's plenty of special things that would really set it apart from other instruments at this level. I asked you earlier about the little triangle symbol, and that's to signify the kind of the new generation of Prologue, right?
Correct.
It's the symbol for change and
an improvement we brought on this new generation also is the metal ring on the top, because we tried to have a thicker ring, but in wood, turned directly into the with the barrel, but we have brought more reliability on this end too with the ring. So it's all together, it's great. And don't forget to try the clarinet with the focus mouthpiece that comes with the instrument. Selmer, we design mouthpiece as well. So you will try it first with your own mouthpiece, of course, but you will find even more homogeneity on the register when you try the Prologue with the focus mouthpiece which is provided. And if you're a professor, it's gonna be also easier to explain to the parents that they don't need to buy an extra mouthpiece, a quality mouthpiece, because it comes with a quality mouthpiece.
Excellent. So yeah, the impressions that I'm getting from this clarinet is that it's lightweight, it's kind of super customizable for the player in terms of comfort and aesthetics as well. Like whichever color ring you choose will totally change the character of the instrument, which makes it just such an appealing instrument at this level. Super interested to hear how they're getting on with it in the studio and what any kind of thoughts that they have regarding these features. So it's back to you guys in the studio.
Hannah, thank you for joining us today. And firstly, can I commend you on your excellent fashion choices? So the Prologue, you had a good play of it. Amazing piece of music, by the way, which you arranged yourself.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Also available to buy on hannahshilvockmusic.co.uk, right?
Yeah.
It was absolutely excellent. What did you compose it for?
For bass clarinet. So I grew up playing piano before I touched the clarinet. And I just loved anything that was French or Impressionist. So like Debussy, Satie, all of that, loved it.
Fancy ways.
When I was picking my new bass clarinet that I bought a couple of years ago, I needed something that was going to sort of show me, like for me to learn the instrument. So that it was going to show me how much air and how even it was and all of that.
It was really beautiful.
Thank you.
And amazing you played it on this as well.
Yeah, well, it showed you how easy that was to play.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had time to prepare it on that. So it was super even and balanced across the whole instrument, which is what a student needs particularly. Like I teach a lot of primary and prep school, and there's a lot of ropey plastic clarinets out there.
Sure. Yeah.
And that would be the perfect upgrade, or beginner clarinet, because one of the things that students find hard is the bottom end of the clarinet, and you've got the adjustable thumb rest. Which no other models that I know have. And that seems to be
really
the biggest problem.
Students.
Yeah, particularly when they've got little hands.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need as much air either. It's pretty even. So if they're smaller in size, the student, it's much easier to play.
So this would be a good instrument if you're upgrading from a plastic clarinet and you're wanting to take it a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
Or even it could just be an entry-level clarinet if you're feeling quite serious about it. Okay. Well, next up, we've got the Presence. Would you like to give it a go?
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. So this is the Selmer Presence clarinet.
Indeed.
Which, would you say it's the most popular Selmer clarinet?
It's the most popular Selmer professional clarinet in the world.
Great.
It has the feature that you could expect from a good professional clarinet. So it has common grounds with the history of how a clarinet is designed in terms of bore or ergonomy. Plus Selmer puts in a great homogeneity through the registers and a great intonation. So if you have not tried Selmer clarinets for a while, I would recommend you start with the Presence.
Great. So it's kind of like it's taking like some quite traditional clarinet approaches and not trying to go crazy pushing for something really unusual for the player, but giving them some familiarity, like accessibility within the instrument.
Correct.
So I can see that the rings are a little bit wider, a little bit taller, a bit fatter perhaps.
That's one feature to bring more ring in the sound as well.
Great.
When we have more material, we noticed on the different part of the instrument, including the bell, not only the ring, but the bottom ring as well. If you take off these rings or you put slightly thinner rings, you don't have the same pop in the sound.
Yeah, okay, so putting added weight in some places, but also taking weight away in others, right? Because the bell is lighter.
The bell is lighter and the joints are lighter as well. There's slightly less wood than on the previous generation of Presence. This to provide a slightly lighter instrument, which is always nice to have, but no compromise on the sound. And the barrel keeps the same amount of wood. We just redesigned the shape, is more like a barrel shape, which we like.
Yeah, it's very kind of classic barrel shape. So again, this is Presence, like Selmer have made the Presence clarinet for a long time.
Yeah,
right?
10 years, about 10 years, yeah.
But this is kind of a evolved
new
version
generation.
of it.
Yeah, correct.
Which is lovely. It's great that you keep adding to these really popular, successful models. So I can see two different pad types, at least from here, three even. I can see some Valentinos. This is either Gore-Tex or leather. And
Gore-Tex, and cork
up here
for the register key. Yeah, most of it are Valentino pads, and on the rings you have Gore-Tex pads for a question of ergonomy. And when you press the ring keys and when you press them down with the Gore-Tex pad, you know exactly where you are, so it's more precise.
That's really important for for the ring keys particular, for the regulation and the balance across the bridge. So it's great that that's been considered and taken into account. The pad choices reflecting on the kind of mechanism itself is really interesting. And it's also really helpful that kind of homogeny is where you seem to be building up from. All of the decisions are revolving around this kind of consistent intonation, which is so valuable. It's so refreshing and valuable. I can see we've got a raised tone hole on the C sharp, G sharp.
Correct.
I think that's the only raised tone hole that I can see.
And we have two options for the key work on the B flat. You have with the E flat lever key or without. The A clarinet, the Presence, comes only with the E flat
the lever as
key.
standard. Yeah, that's right. And again, we've got this lovely little inlay going on
of
here,
the S,
harking
Selmer
back
S.
to the Selmer S, which is just so cool. I love it. And then you've got the black ring only in the middle, giving the body the kind of sleek, kind of vertical line that we've talked about before, which is really lovely. So all of the choices are deliberate. You may have like a different ring in the middle than at the top or bottom, and without knowing, you might look at that and think, is that a mistake? But it's definitely been done purposefully for a reason that reflects in that homogeneous sound of the Selmer clarinet.
One feature of the Presence we need to mention is the presence of the evolution system. Evolution system in Selmer is what we call is a system that protects your clarinet from the difference in temperature, which can cause, unfortunately, sometimes cracks. So we have, when we make the clarinet at the very beginning of the manufacturing, we are going, before we do the bore, we drill a larger hole on the half part of the upper joint. We place a mandrel in the center and we pour a resin which will stabilize and will be present on the first 2 millimeters of the bore. The inner wall of a clarinet is 7 millimeters, and the evolution system is present on the first 2 mil.
Okay.
And what it will do, this resin will act, will prevent the water to go in the wood and cause the crack. So it's like a waterproof part in your clarinet.
In the key area.
In the key area where it's most likely to happen. We have implemented this system since 2019. And in the bad years, we could have like up to 8 to 9% crack. With the evolution system, we are under 0.5 cracking.
Wow.
And that's not happening in this area. It could happen in other places, but very, very little. So it's great, not only for the lifespan of your instrument when you own it, but also the resale value if you have to upgrade and sell your presence.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest issues that we see when people are kind of playing in like a new wooden instrument that they've bought, especially if it's like their first upgrade instrument or something that's been quite a big deal for them to like choose something, to fall in love with an instrument and then have a crack develop within the first few months is just so heartbreaking. So this is something that obviously Selmer has decided is valid enough that they never want it to happen to any of their customers.
Yeah, and now 100% of our Pro models are equipped with the evolution system. It's been tested not only experimentally with the ears of specialists, but as well acoustically in acoustic labs to show that the curves of the sound quality, we measured the central spectroid of the sound, which include different parameters to qualify the sound, are really well aligned if you take a full wooden instrument or instrument with the evolution system.
Because some people may think, well, why would you be using plastic when I've upgraded to a wooden clarinet? Or why would you be using something synthetic when surely the point is to have a wooden system? But actually, by proving scientifically that there is no compromise, there's no loss of homogeny or of tone quality or of character of sound and all of those things that people might be worried about. This has gone through extensive research and testing, I'm sure, in order for it to have been universally adopted for Selmer clarinets. So yeah, I think that's a really lovely feature, and you can see that it's present on this particular model because there's a tiny little star engraved on the back of the instrument, which will be there. If any instrument from Selmer that has the evolution bore will have a tiny little star just to tell you, just a small little kind of tick. Yes, it's got the evolution bore, which is considered quite standard now, I guess, as far as Selmer are concerned.
So Hannah, how was the Presence for you?
The Presence has more variety within the sound. I think that the most basic sound is more variable. So perhaps as a student or a more beginner player, it might be harder to play. Because you can get way more out of it. So I can see that this is the upgrade instrument, because rather than just getting different shades of blue, you can get the whole spectrum of different colours. So it's really nice, but it's a little bit more effort to play. Like I had to really, not knowing the instrument, I had to spend a little bit more time thinking about my air and everything.
So you'd have to be at a certain standard to be able to cope with the instrument, do you think?
I mean, it depends on the person. But I would say that this would take you further than this. But it requires more work. But that's what you get from any professional instrument, really. You sort of have to earn that extra little bit of special
earn your stripes.
specialness. Yeah.
How does it feel? Did you say it was heavier?
It's weightier, definitely. You can feel that there's more wood.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if there is. I probably shouldn't have said that.
I mean, it looks like the same size, but something's going on. Like I reckon Stephane and Abby will know about.
it's definitely heavier, chunkier.
It's got more presence, shall we say.
So also, I suppose if it's a tiny student, they might find it a bit heavy.
Yeah, okay.
So this would be definitely for the more advanced,
older... Or a grown-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to pick, have you got any sort of thoughts on, I don't know, things that we haven't discussed? Secret thoughts?
I preferred the Prologue.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
My reason being, to play them, they're totally different. And for what I'm thinking in my head of as a student or beginner, that sort of level clarinet, the Prologue ticks all the boxes for me. And I feel like the Presence is, I don't know, it's an amazing quality professional clarinet. But I think that for a student or beginner, the Prologue takes the win. Definitely. Great. It's just really smooth and really considered.
Okay. Well, it's great to get your thoughts. Thank you so much, Hannah. Don't forget to like and subscribe our videos, and we will see you next time.